Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com. This is the chart. It's the full moon on the 21st of March 2019, set for London in the UK, and it's at 1:42, in other words, GMT, the early hours of the morning. Now, the Spring Equinox, the time when we have equal day and equal night, is just literally a few hours has happened before the full moon. So here we have the moon up here in Libra, 0 degrees, 9 minutes, right opposite the sun at 0 degrees Aries and 9 minutes. What I've done today is I've actually made the aspects, the relationships between planets, tight, i.e. between 5 degrees, because otherwise it was a really difficult chart to look at and understand. So first of all, I think if you look at the red lines, very strong, powerful lines. So of course the full moon is really strong. That's what you get, the moon in Libra, the sun in Aries. But also notice this other very striking pattern of the North Node in Cancer and the South Node along with Saturn and Pluto. Now, Saturn and Pluto will join next year, but hey, they are very, very close together now. And with the South Node, that's indicating collective ancestral karmic patterns. And Saturn is in its own sign. The North Node in Cancer is related back to the moon. And when we have the Spring Equinox, the sun in Aries. The sun in Aries is a new beginning. It's a rebirth energy. It's springtime with all the energy of bulbs bursting out of the ground. A lot of energy. Aries is the head. It governs the head. All planets, all signs rather, govern parts of the body. And what is very, very important at this particular Spring Equinox stroke full moon is that the sun is right next to Chiron. Chiron now is in Aries. It's a 50-year orbit. I've spoken about it quite a few times. And it's all about being the pioneer, going head first. So if you're the age of 50, or coming up to 50, you will have Chiron in that sign. That's your soul group. And it's going to stay there now for the next 8 years. So going first, being a pioneer, is challenging. And what's happening in the UK, I'm a Brit, so I'm really interested in what's going on in the news. And of course, we're having huge problems with the whole Brexit situation. Now, Mercury is currently retrograde, and if you look, you'll see it's right there. It's in Pisces. That's not a sign Mercury is comfortable in. Pisces is the dreamer, the mystic, the artist. Wonderful thing. There's nothing wrong with them. But Mercury likes facts. It likes details. It likes logic. And it's not comfortable in dreamy water sign Pisces. It joins Neptune exactly on the 24th, on Sunday, but it's, this is a whole retrograde cycle. It will finish that retrograde next week on March the 26th. Jupiter, I'm going around in a little bit of a random way, but the rising sign in the UK is Sagittarius, and here is Jupiter in its own sign of Sagittarius, that's the first house. What is very interesting, and I hope you're noticing, the dotted green lines. Ooh, they're interesting. And they are called quincunxes or inconjuncts. I mean, you try saying that word, it's not an easy word to pronounce. And Jupiter is involved very powerfully in this situation. Now, the inconjunct means basically the signs and the elements that they are connected to are in a very awkward relationship. Sue Tompkins says it's about irritation, stress, disorganization, uncomfortable, friction, not much in common. And she likens it to the analogy, if you've got a little irritation, something like a little small stone in your shoe, it's not the end of the world, but you need to kind of shake your foot and empty your boot in order, your shoe, in order to get rid of that irritation. Now, Jupiter it loves the sign of Sagittarius. The only problem with Sagittarius, Jupiter, is righteousness. I'm right, you're wrong. My belief is correct, your belief is wrong. So this is, I think, very much what's going on at the moment in the world. It's in this difficult relationship to Mars. Here's Jupiter, here's Mars. It's in a very difficult relationship to the North Node of the Moon. Exactly. And it's combining also, if you look down here, with Venus and the North Node of the Moon. So it's called a letting go aspect. And I believe that that's really what needs to happen in the UK vis-a-vis Brexit. Let go of your position. Let go of not listening, believing you're right, and start talking to people. This is, of course, I think I'm showing my, what's the word for it? Preferences, shall we say, in what I would say as a referendum, to me, is the best way forward in the UK. Now, we also have, must look at Venus herself, the lovely goddess Venus, currently in the sign of Aquarius. Now, that's not a sign that Venus is happy in, and the moon in Libra is governed in turn by Venus, air signs. Venus in Aquarius is very much the people, very much a woman or a group of women who are independent, who think differently, who are out there in terms of progress, evolution, revolution even. And notice that Venus is actually making a very tight square to Mars. Mars is the masculine, the men, our ability to move forward. And that's what the Spring Equinox is all about. It's all about Aries and Mars. But Mars isn't currently in a fixed sign, Taurus, stubborn. So, you can see, hopefully you can see what's going on in the world and politics. People are digging their heels in. They're not listening to each other. They're not conversing. They're just in a fight. Now, we have possibilities. If you look up to the North Node in Cancer, water sign, that's the direction that we're meant to be going into at this time now. And there is a weak, but it's true, connection to Neptune and also to Mercury. Once Mercury moves forward, which I believe will be a really, really good thing, and starts, being more vocal, that's Mercury, we might be getting somewhere. But we have wounds to heal. The Sun inquiry is saying that very clearly. We have wounds to heal. We need to connect with Venus's energy and Mars in Venus's sign of relationships, with friendship. Aquarius is about friendship. And there's an awful lot of letting go that needs to be done. So if you're having a problem in your life right now, you might want to consider, what is it you're holding on to? Is it a belief system? Is it the past? Any kind of relationship that hasn't worked? Any loss? And I'll be doing a workshop in May, early May, that I will be looking very much and healing issues such as these. So thank you for watching. I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com.